What's up, guys? It's your boy Giovanni, the G35 fan, back at it again with another video on the G35. If this is your first time tuning in, like always, feel free to subscribe, hit that thumbs up, share the video, do whatever you can to get this video out there because it might help somebody out, whether it be this video or any other videos that I upload on the channel. I do a lot of videos that pertain more to the G35 community and do what I can do to help out, you know, save some money and, I guess pretty much learn how to do stuff yourself. But yeah, for today's project, I'm going to be removing my drive shaft on the front of my all-wheel drive G35. For the longest time, I've been trying to figure out what was going on with my G35, and well, this is what I was experiencing. Let's see. My drive shaft doesn't have a freaking bolt. See, there's nothing in between. So that is my problem. That is what's making my clunking noise. This whole time, it was this. So as you heard and saw, yeah, I was having issues with a clunking noise, and for the longest time, I thought it was the control arms, maybe the CV axles, but I never bothered to look behind the transmission and see what was along that side. I just assumed it was in the front. But yeah, I ended up looking under the car and I saw that it was the front drive shaft. So I'm gonna be replacing that today. Bought the new part for about 120 online. With shipping and everything, it came out to like 140. Still not a bad deal. So I'm gonna try to save some money. Also learn a little bit about how to do everything, and then um, help y'all out. So that being said, guys, like always, been talking to you. So let's get this video started. So guys, got my impact gun. These are the three items that I'm going to use to remove those bolts. Now you're going to need a Allen wrench. This is a size 8, as you can see. And then I got the angled adapter right there and a little extension. So I'm going to put these together, being that it is a really tight spot. So having an angle and an extension helps out a lot. So let's go ahead and put this together on the drill and remove those bolts. Alright guys, so I got one of the bolts out, as you can see. But I ended up just going to this setup right here. So I just get behind these lines right here, and I'm still able to get access, right? But the issue I was having was the drive shaft was still turning. So as you can see, I have this breaker bar wedged in between the U-bolt, and on the side with the handle, I have it just underneath this control arm. That way it's not hitting these lines, but it's still wedging it in there, so it prevent it from turning, and I'm able to access the bolt. So pretty much this is the whole setup I have right here, as you can see. steering rack loosened up. It's going to make it a little bit easier when it comes to pulling out the drive shaft. Now, before I go ahead and remove that bracket back there, I'm going to go ahead and remove this bracket or this brace right here that supports the Cadillac converter. That being said, once I remove it, I'll be able to have a little more play on this Cadillac converter when it comes to wedging it in between the lines and all that. So these bolts right here are going to be 14 millimeter. So I'm going to use the impact for that and remove this bracket. And then from there, I'll go back here, get another jack stand to support, and then remove this brace back here. And then the two right here, but unfortunately this one right here is stripped. But luckily I have a little play and I'm still able to move it out of the way. And when I have this breaker bar right here, I can maneuver still what I need to and get the drive shaft through here. So hopefully that goes as planned. But the next step is removing this back brace right here. So I have the jack supporting the end of the transmission, I believe. Don't get correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry, but I think that's what that is. So as soon as I loosen up this brace, it's gonna drop. But being that I have support, I won't have no problem. Like I mentioned, these 4 bolts right here are gonna be 14 millimeters. So let's. Guys, so as you can see, I removed this piece. That wasn't difficult. I had to use like a little pry bar to pop it out. The part that I'm having trouble with, and I'm not gonna lie, I used a video as a reference to remove the drive shaft. But like I said, that video, they already had the new drive shaft installed and everything, so they didn't show you how they physically put it in and took it out. So I'm having trouble with this drive shaft removing it. So right now I have this big old cheater bar right here, wedged right here between this piece, the top part of the shield of the Cadillac converter, and right there, and then I have it, wedged under there. Oh, man. And the problem I'm having, guys, is trying to get this out. Now, as you can see, I almost got it fully out. Now, there's this bracket right here. I don't know if you can see. There's a bracket right here, right, with these 2 screws. They're 10 millimeter. I took those off because once I took those screws off, it gave a little play to these lines, just enough where I could move it around. Man, I'm making a lot of freaking oil. Anyways, guys, so that being said, that I have that moved, I kind of have it almost out, as you can see. So the way I've been moving it, I've been using a cheater bar. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. It's just it's a lot harder than it looks when you're doing it on the driveway. So with my flat part of the cheater bar. I've been putting it right here in the U-bolt, just enough where I can, you know, get it to pass this little piece right there. It's kind of difficult to see, guys. I'm sorry, but I've been using this flathead just enough to not hit that O2 sensor right here, because I don't want to hit that, because I didn't remove that, but just enough where I can get it to come past this little part right here. So that's what I've been trying to mess with. I have this lowered, so being that it's lowered, I was able to kind of maneuver it. But like I mentioned, I kind of use this little channel right here to try to maneuver it. It was a pain in the butt, guys. Like, seriously. And being that, I don't have that much clearance because I'm doing it in the driveway, it was fun. I didn't want to hit uh this O2 sensor. I didn't want to hit any of the lines. Luckily, everything looks still intact. Like I mentioned, I removed this bracket right here, so that kind of helped out a little bit. But um, I'm thinking the only reason why it was so difficult, once again, is because I didn't remove the Cadillac converter or the O2 sensor. I didn't go that route. So, I mean, technically, I did have more of a difficult time because I left that piece. But if you read the manual, it recommends doing that. But then you have to deal with a lot more headaches and busted bolts and all that. So that's why I went this route. So hopefully I'm able just to slide this back in, and then once I do that and get it where I need it, then I can raise this up and try to line the spline in, and hopefully everything goes good. Cause yeah, I'm all sore and beat up from yesterday, but we'll see. All right, so here's what's going on. I was able to wedge it in from this angle to the right of the Cadillac converter, and was able to get it in between the transmission and the upper part of the Cadillac converter. Got it to where I need it, but now the problem I'm having is all of this excess of the drive shaft is still needs to clear this somehow. So now I got to figure out how to pretty much move this over here to this open spot and figure out how I can get this spline in there so I can get it to work. So, all right, guys. So, as you can see, the drive shaft is installed. But I want to be honest with you guys, I was not the one who installed it. Yes, I tried and tried to install it. I tried to maneuver it through the cats and tried to avoid this O2 sensor, tried to avoid the lines. I was able to get it all the way to this end, but the problem I was having was on this end of the drive shaft with the spline, I was not able to clear that transfer case. So I just had to give up and tap out, uh, and had somebody do it. the reason why it was difficult was also because I couldn't remove these bolts on the Cadillac converter. I did not want to do it myself and risk breaking bolts and all that. So that's the main reason why I had somebody do it. I recommend if you are going to do this, you might as well remove the cats. It makes it a whole lot easier with the spacing. But if you're able to get it with the cat still on, uh, kudos to you. But in my scenario, being that I don't have that much clearance in the driveway and I can't really pick up the car too high, I couldn't have that, much space to maneuver it. But unfortunately, guys, I have to say this was a very disappointing, uh, I guess you could say, install for me because I really wanted to accomplish it. I learned a lot about the car on the drive shaft and all that. I was able to remove it, but from a scale of 1 to 10, I would rate this like a 8 and a 5 to a 9 as far as the difficulty on how to do this. Of course, if you have the right tools and you have the lift and all that, it makes it a lot more easier. But if you're gonna do this in your driveway, it is very complex and very frustrating. But you know, as you saw in the video, I was able to remove it. Had a lot of headaches, but when it came to actually installing it, yeah, I had to get the professional guys. But I'm just being honest with you. But let me know in the comments down below if you have any questions or whatever. Um, for the most part, yeah, that's how it looks. So if this is your first time tuning into the channel, like always, guys, feel free to subscribe right down below the video. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And like always, I'll see you on the next one. It's your boy Giovanni. Y'all stay safe out there. Peace.